We have our buddy, really good man, Senator Rick Scott with us. Senator Scott, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm trying to keep everybody safe and alive in Florida. We had this Helene, and then we had Milton, and gosh, we had everything. We had storm surge, we had rain, we had wind, we had tornadoes. It threw everything at us.
They really did, because, our home is in Martin County on the east side over there, and that's where a lot of these damn tornadoes came down, and 13 people dead so far, at least 5 of them from those tornadoes. This was a hell of a hit right behind Helene, and you were governor there too, and you were very good at handling these things too. What do you make of Kamala Harris's effort to involve herself, to draw attention to herself? It seems so cheap.
It doesn't make sense. First off, I sat next to her for 2 years on Homeland Security, so I actually know her a little bit. She's been vice president for 4 years and never called. So I can't imagine she's called the governor before. Now, Biden, he called me today about the hurricane. And I met with him last Thursday about the hurricane. But I don't know why Harris, she's not involved in this at all. And by the way, wasn't she like the person that was the border czar, and wasn't she like the last person standing in Afghanistan? So she's but right now our state's getting back to work. I've been talking to all of our sheriffs. I've been traveling the state. I was in Fort Myers area today, Naples today, and in Punta Gorda. I'll be in a variety of places tomorrow. Everybody, our sheriffs, our police departments, our fire departments, they're working their tail off. But boy, those tornadoes, those were scary. Completely out of the blue, out of the path of the hurricane. It really was a scary time.
Terrible. And in the middle of all this, you're running for reelection, so that complicates things. And but we do need to talk about it, because the election's upon us in a little over 2 weeks. Tell me how that looks like.
Well, we're working hard every day. I've been to, in 18 when I ran for the first time to the Senate, 3 weeks before that election, we had the hurricane up in Panama City. So it seems like just before my elections, we're going to have a hurricane. But I travel every day, I campaign every day, and we just try to get our message out every day. And I think the reason I've been able to win the 2 governor's races and the Senate race is that people know that I'm going to work hard to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. And how's this campaign going? Is it close? Is it... What I'm finding across the country is the Democrats have an enormous amount of money, and they are using that money to smear their opponents and to lie about themselves. I'm guessing your opponent's doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah. They have plenty of money. My opponent's a socialist. She is a clear socialist. She was in the House 1 term and lost because, she was in Miami, a socialist, and she was best friends with AOC and Tlaib and that whole crowd. And so... what she doesn't get in Florida, in particular in Miami, we have a whole bunch of people that left socialism. But she is a complete socialist. So she's lying. She's lying about her record. She's lying about me. So every day I raise money. If anybody wants to help me, you can go to rickscott.com, because we are having to fight her lies each and every day.
Let's put that on our social sites, ladies and gentlemen. And anytime you go to my social sites, rickscott.com, was it? rickscott.com?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Let's help out the senator.
Every day we're fighting, and we're gonna we've won because we had a better message, and we just outworked our opponents, and we're gonna get the vote out. We're gonna work hard every day. We got a great campaign team. Just work.
What I've learned about you, Senator Scott, also is you didn't come to Washington to be part of the good old boys network, the McConnell network, the ruling class, the special interests. You took the lead to actually challenge McConnell. You're taking the lead to try and bring conservative fiscal policy to the United States Congress. You've joined with the likes of Ted Cruz and Mike Lee and some of the others as traditional constitutional conservative voices in the U.S. Senate. And so Mitch McConnell has raised, Ted Cruz told me, $400 million with his Senate leadership PAC. Is he contributing any money to your campaign?
No, he's not going to help me. They haven't spent a dime to help me. If you look at the history of what McConnell does with that money, he helps people that will vote the way he wants them to vote, and he knows Ted and I we're going to vote to we're going to follow the Constitution, something pretty simple. I'm supposed to represent Florida. Ted Cruz is supposed to represent Texas, and we'll find things that based on states' rights that we agree on, but we're not going to go represent just whatever Mitch McConnell wants. So I ran against him at the end of 22, wasn't successful. He's now stepping down. There's 3 of us running. The other 2 are good guys, John Cornyn and John Thune. But I'm running because we have got to start focusing on how do we balance the budget. We can balance the budget. You do it. Mm-hmm. I did as governor all 8 years. I walked in with a budget deficit. I balanced the budget. I said, this is what we're going to collect. This is what we're going to spend. We don't collect more than that. We're not going to spend more than that. It's pretty simple. We're not solving any of the national problems. So I think since McConnell's been there, the debt's gone from 5 to 30. It's almost 36. It'll be $36 trillion in another few months.
And as you say, you've been a governor, an extremely successful governor in a very successful state. You bring that mindset, that executive mindset to Washington, and your head explodes, and you say, "What the hell's going on here? What are these people doing?"
I'm the luckiest guy around. Grew up in public housing, born to a single mom. I got to build businesses. I built the largest hospital company in the world, a bunch of manufacturing companies. And guess what? We succeeded because we had a goal, and we worked our goal every day. We've got to do the same thing in the Senate. We need, as Republicans, to do what we said when we ran. Balance the budget, right? Secure the border. Watch how money's being spent. Don't overregulate people. Give people power back to them. Give them freedom. Represent our country the way our founding fathers set it up. The Constitution does work. It's worked for centuries. And so we need to go back to that and quit trying to fight the Constitution.
We're back to Senator Rick Scott, constitutional conservative from Florida. Senator Scott, tell us about your opponent, where she stands on the border, where she stands on deficit spending, where she stands on social issues, and most of all, let the people know this is a close race. All these races are close.
Well, first off, what you said about polls is absolutely right. I mean, the only poll that matters is Election Day. And the only way you win is you get people that support you out to vote. So in Florida, you can vote absentee ballot. You can already do that. We'll start early voting in the middle of October. You can do that, or you can wait and vote Election Day. The earlier you vote, we bank your vote. And this is the same thing with President Trump. In every state, vote as early as you can. In Florida, they'll tell you if your vote has been counted, so you know that your vote's counted. Now, my opponent, here's what she believes in. One, she believes in the appeasement of all the dictators. So starting with the Castro regime, she believes it's okay that the Castro regime has killed Americans. It's okay that they have a Chinese spy balloon. So she completely appeases them, Maduro, Ortega. Next, she believes that we ought to continue to give everything. We should give people a tax break if they're illegal, and then raise your taxes if you're legal. If you're here, an American citizen paying taxes, your taxes should go up. But if you're an illegal citizen, you should get a tax break. She believes in open border. Everything that comes out of Harris's mouth, she puppets. She is complete supporter of Kamala Harris. She's the best friend of AOC and Tlaib Omar. So if you look at all the things that we care about, she's the opposite. She is a complete socialist. She's like Harris. They want to tell you exactly how to lead your life. Look, you're going to make mistakes. I will too. I want to go make those mistakes. I don't need government dictating everything to me. Tell me what to eat, what I can drink, what I can wear, any of that stuff. Give me my freedom. I'll go figure it out on my own.
Now, you have a large Jewish population in Florida. Where does she stand on Israel?
Well, she doesn't. She doesn't support Israel, and she'll never go out and talk anything about anti-Semitism. So she's never called out Iran. She won't call out Iran for what they've done. Right? She's trying to go get the pro-Hamas vote. I mean, this is the craziest thing in the world that people want to go support baby beheaders. That's exactly what Hamas is. She never will call them out. Never will call them out. She will never call out anti-Semitism. And whether we like it or not, there is anti-Semitism going on in this country. And I didn't hear her talking about anything about what happened on October 7th. Mm-hmm. October 7th is a horrible reminder that people were just killed just because they were Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they were Jewish. This is the
Can I
craziest
ask you a dumb
thing.
question? What is her name?
It's Debbie Merkel-Powell.
And she was in Congress for one term and then got defeated?
Yep, Carlos Jimenez beat her in Miami. But she's, she is playing the liberal card and thinking she's
what
going
did
to
she
win that
do
way.
before?
I have no idea. I've never heard of anything she's done.
Nobody has.
She worked at a school. I think she worked at a school.
She's pretty well unknown. It's very weird that they have a candidate like. But Schumer is pouring a fortune into Florida to try and defeat you, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, just remember, Schumer spent $65. Now, McConnell didn't help me, but Schumer spent $65 million out of his PAC in 2018 to try to beat me. In the month of October in 2018, right, they spent $60 million, $15 million a week to try to defeat me. The only reason I won is you did exactly what you said. We went and hustled to get the people that supported what we believe in, right? The people that believed in the Constitution, accountability in government, they came out and voted. We had to get 4.3 million votes. And then, if you remember, they illegally counted tens of thousands of ballots after election night, right? Remember Mark Elias, who had never lost a recount?
Oh, yeah, he's a real low life.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't. He said, I don't care that Rick Scott won. He got more votes. He got 57,000 more votes. We're going to win through the courts. We had 7,000 volunteers. Went through 3 recounts. We had 1,000 lawyers. We fought them in the courts all over the state of Florida, and we won only because we went and got our votes, and our volunteers busted their butt for I think it was 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So ignore the pollsters. We've been burned so many times. This is a battle of votes. It's not a battle of pollsters.
It's all about votes.
A lot of these hosts on TV and radio, they're filling time. I'm not filling time. I'm on a mission here. We got to get our country back. We got to protect what liberty we passed to our children.
Right. We win, they lose. I want my kids, your kids, our grandkids to live in freedom. That's what I want. I want them to have the same opportunity I had. Didn't grow up with any money, but I had opportunity. I want that for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're all for you, Senator. Go to rickscott.com. rickscott.com if you can help him. Florida, which is my residence, my home. I split it in Virginia, but Florida's my home. And I would encourage people in Florida. I know the hurricanes are there, but those of you who've avoided them, get out and vote as soon as you can, and help your neighbors vote too. Honest to God. Rick Scott, we wish you all the best, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. We're going to win. We're just going to work hard.
You bet. I appreciate you very much.